Hello and welcome to the AmCham CEO message for April. It's been a fantastically productive and busy month since I last spoke to you. Let me share a few of the highlights. At the end of March, we were up in Canberra for our largest ever Canberra Doorknock. We brought 5 AmCham committees. That's taxation, defense and security, health, trade and government, and innovation, and spent almost the entire week visiting ministers, shadow ministers, agencies, staff members, the American Embassy, and really talking about the issues that are most important to AmCham members. 2 of them include intellectual property and the importance of protecting it as a decision factor for American companies investing in Australia or considering doing so, as well as taxation and just trying to hold the line on the proliferation of new taxes that could negatively affect business investment decisions into Australia. And then just last week, I was away in Adelaide, South Australia, with the acting American ambassador, Jim Caruso, and a delegation of American businesses. We had General Electric, Boeing. Boeing opened a brand new office in Adelaide while we were there with Christopher Pyne, the Minister for Defense Materiel, present. Other companies included DXC, which is the new merged entity that brings together Hewlett-Packard Enterprise Services and CSC. That's a company that has about 10,000 employees in Australia and 1,600 in South Australia alone. So they had a lot to say. We also saw some of the great work that Cisco is doing to transform Adelaide into a smart city, among many other interesting developments there. I'm very frankly bullish on South Australia, and if any of you viewing this message haven't given a good look to the business opportunities there, give me a ring and I'd be happy to share with you some of the messages that we picked up there. A great place to live, but also a great place to do business. In fact, this series that the acting ambassador Jim Caruso has started last November, he took a group of AmCham companies to Darwin in the Northern Territory. And next month in May, he'll be taking a group on the 15th and 16th to Perth. I plan to go, and I can tell you from experience that there is no better way to go to a city or state in which you may be considering expanding your business or opening an office than to go with the acting American ambassador. All the doors open, and I'm sure it would be of great interest to all of you. In all of these discussions, one topic that's come up has been the study that we launched actually just a few weeks ago at Citibank into the positive impacts of American foreign direct investment into Australia. Richard Holden, a Harvard-educated economics PhD at the University of New South Wales, is doing this work for us and our partner, the U.S. Study Center at the University of Sydney. We expect to have their work done in August of this year and available, not just available, but we'll be pushing it out in a series of roadshow events across Australia to most of the capitals, and making sure that this very interesting research about American companies in Australia doesn't just sit on a shelf somewhere, but it actually becomes part of the conversation. I'd also like to mention a few other events. We have our Washington Doorknock. It's sure to be a sellout this year. A lot of interest in seeing the Trump administration in the early months, but the dates of that are the 19th to the 23rd of June. So plan on joining if you haven't already. We also have a number of other missions, one that we're doing with Austrade to look at opportunities in American infrastructure. We're doing that in October from the 8th to the 13th. There's also a defense and security trade mission to the United States. Be visiting Virginia, Washington, D.C., and Mobile, Alabama. That's the 15th to the 20th of October. And then at the end of the month of October, the 29th through the 3rd of November, we'll be doing our annual innovation mission, this time to Boston and Silicon Valley. Meanwhile, there are a lot of great events right here in Australia. On the 17th of May, you don't want to miss Ian Bailey of Kmart speaking in Sydney. And then Jane Ridlicka, the CEO of Jetstar, will be speaking in Victoria on the 22nd of June. She's a dynamic American who has made Australia her home, runs a great airline. You've got to hear what she has to say. On the 12th of May at the University of Queensland Business School, we'll be talking about entrepreneurship. And then again, I was just in Adelaide, and people there are already looking forward to the event on the shared economy. We'll be having Uber and Airbnb and others speaking on the 19th of May in Adelaide. And then on the 24th, one of Australia's greatest success stories vis-a-vis the United States, Austal, the only foreign shipbuilder that's a prime contractor for the United States Navy. They have built 15% of the U.S. Navy's fleet, and you definitely want to hear David Singleton, their CEO, speaking on the 24th of May in Perth. And I'd also like to welcome a number of new members who've joined AmCham since the last message. These include Bridgeclimb Sydney, Visa Global Logistics, Barrelon, Tiny Hunter, Almaben Photography, Customer Return, Smooth Stream Business Intelligence, Palo Alto Networks, and Campaign Capital. If you haven't joined AmCham yet, come on down and see us. So that's a bit of what we've been doing and what's upcoming. Look forward to speaking to you again in May, and I wish you a very successful month until then. Thank you.